Hi everyone, my name is Suryawanshi from Basaveshwar Engineering College, studying in Mechanical Engineering Department final year, and now I am watching a leadership talk with Abhishek, Suryawanshi and Jere in his Twitter account. So I will show the live session of
some good memories and write articles on Wikipedia. Attention in someone in Africa. In Sudan, my friends there, they say, can you come to Sudan and teach us exactly what you're doing, because we feel we can also use this. So then that year, it was the year of Arab Spring, and after TEDx Wikipedia in Pune, and that's when people like you, people like Dr.Abhey came forward. You guys never said, okay, tell us what is your age. You guys always talked about, tell us your idea, tell us what you need in terms of support. And that time all I needed was venue, space, and some food for volunteer community engineering Pune. And I was really fortunate throughout the process. Either Dr. Abhey, you or anyone I interacted with, no one even at even a single time asked me for a single penny. Not even a. If you're passionate about question, yeah, 2010-11, Wikipedia also decided to celebrate their 10th anniversary. And because I national events, hosted the event, they say we are starting a actual brand new office in India. Would you like to be part of it? There's launched something called as ambassadors, Wikipedia Education Program ambassadors. As like you can join as volunteer, consult, there like various different to the slum communities, underprivileged communities, and conduct events. Sponsor it again, like people like Gates Foundation stepped up and said like whatever is. I want to focus on local languages. I want to make sure local culture, local heritage is well represented. In Pune, we have something like Basaveshwar Caves. Basaveshwar Caves did not have article on Wikipedia. Shinde Chhatri, and they have a table of people, all the people who climbed the Mount Everest, his name will go there. There are different notability criteria for different things. Say, I want to write about scooter. Who will be a neutral point reference for a scooter is Autocar India or a neutral journals, not Scooter's own website, because Scooter's own website will be always the second. Coming to your thing about credibility, and then the credibility is linked to the first notability and reference part, because these are third party references and we rely on reliable references. That's where the credibility comes into picture, and everything. And why what makes Wikipedia so special in this aspect is it is managed by the community. No one has any hidden interest in putting any content out there. Volunteers are working day and night to make sure information is available and accessible to all.
But if you talk to some of the people, they say that they have went ahead and edited or corrected some information on Wikipedia. But again, Wikipedia reverts it back to the original content, and sometimes wrong message or wrong content actually gets propagated on Wikipedia. That's complaint of many of the users of Wikipedia.
First of all, Wikipedia as such, we don't have any staff, we don't have any officers, we don't have any paid editors. Wikipedia is like people like you and me. If there are 10 lakh people watching a COVID article per day, that means any given second there are at least 500 to 600 people. Out of 600, you just need one person to see something is wrong. They go and click on the edit button and then they can remove the information. A simple thing is, I just ask people, have you seen Wikipedia's logo? Wikipedia's logo is half globe, and it's intentional. It's not like graphic designer forgot to fill in the rest of the pieces. It's always work in progress, and there is always no one can say this article is perfect, because edit button is always there. When it comes to anyone can edit, it is partially true. Not anyone can edit all the time. For example, articles like COVID-19 are locked. What does that mean? Only editors with specific standing in the community can go and click on the edit button. And more you edit, higher up you go in the ranks. You start as an editor, then you become reviewer, then at the end you become admin, and then the bureaucrat. And village, and I had severe asthma as growing as a kid, and very few people thought I will survive.
Oh, okay.
And I was homeschooled most of the time, and it was always interesting to me when I recovered from it eventually when I was like 12, 13-year old. I was really fortunate. My parents gave me the best healthcare access in the world. I am fortunate. All my grandparents, cousins, all the family like made sure I get everything I needed. But one thing that kept me alive was access to information and people who cared about me. After around age of 13, 14, when I eventually started like going to school like a normal kid, I joined National Children's Science Congress, NCSC. That time APJ Abdul Kalam was Dr.
Yeah.
President. And that was a turning point for me. At that time, no one took me seriously. They was like, okay, he's doing his own thing. Maybe he gets asthma attack. Let him sit at home. Let him do his own thing. And I innovated my own irrigation technique at that time. Of course, with the help of experts and all, I was very teeny tiny part of that entire project. One thing led to another, and then the next thing I know is I was like right next to Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. I still remember it was back in December 2004 in Guwahati, and that's also where I interacted with Dr. Sahasrabuddhe sir. He was dean there at that time at IIT Guwahati, and that was a turning point. And I learned what makes a small guy like me who spoke Marathi. And the government Department of Science and Technology launched a new TV series called as Hum Honge Kamyab at that time. That was a time of Indian Idol, and Indian government was like, we also need to do something in those lines. And the auditions were going on, and I was from Maharashtra. That time I was studying in Nanprabodhini, Solapur, and then I had that uniform of like this Gandhi topi, kurta.